everyone, today we will learn about passive voice. But before we learn about passive voice, let me introduce myself first. Hello, my name is Nigusti Ayumade Adi Dharma Pattni. You can call me Geari or Adi. I'm from 2A class. Okay friends, let's get started. Do you know what is passive voice? So basically, passive voice is a form of a sentence which is the object of active sentence becomes the subject of passive sentence. The passive voice is used to show interest to the person or object that experiences an action, not to the person or object that doing the action. Let's take example for that. So these two sentences are example of passive voice. First, the house was built in 2015. If we are saying like this, it means that we are more interested to the house, not to the person who built the house. Second, passive voice is used frequently by native speakers. It means that we are more interested to the passive voice, or we think that this part is the most important rather than this part. Friends, to understand about passive voice, you should understand about active voice first. I bet you already know about it, but let's take an example of active voice to recall your memory. Okay friends, I have two examples of active voice or active sentences here. And now let's change it into passive voice, but before that we have to identify the verb, the subject, and also the object first. Let's identify, and here the subject, verb, and also the object. Let's change it into passive voice. Like what I said before, in passive voice, the object of active sentence becomes the new subject in the passive voice. So it becomes the whole cake. Is eaten by us. So the subject here and the subject here. And now let's change the second of active sentences. First, we have to identify the subject, verb, and also the object. Subject, verb, object. And let's change it. So it becomes my work is done by me. So okay guys, so these are example of passive voice after we change it from active sentence into passive sentence. Friends, do you get how to change it, or do you get how to formulate the passive voice? Here I want to share some steps how to formulate the passive voice, or how to change active sentence into become a passive sentence. Okay friends, this is some steps how to formulate or how to change active voice into the passive voice, like what I said before. And first, you have to identify the subject, verb, and the object. Let's try it. So this is the subject, verb, and object. Second, move the object becomes the new subject. This is the object, and let's move becomes the new subject. So it becomes a new smartphone. So this is the new subject. 3. Conjugate the verb to be, so it is the same tenses with the main verb. So friends, this is the main verb, and what kind of tenses is it used? Yes, simple past tense. And what is the to be from simple past tense? Yes, were or was. So in this context, we have to use was because the new subject is a new smartphone. Okay. And 4. Add the past participle after to be. What is the past participle or verb 3 from both? Yes, it's both. So both. And last, add subject to the end of the sentence by using word by. So here the subject, and let's add it to the end of the sentence by using word by. Okay guys, so this is the passive voice. Can you understand about it? It's so simple, right? So simply, I can write the formula of passive voice like this. So the object of active sentence plus to be plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. So this is the formula of the passive voice. And let's try another example. My brother is drawing the scenery. Let's change it into passive voice. So it will become a scenery is being by my brother. It's so simple, right? Okay friends, here you can see the types of passive voice according to the tenses. So like what you can see, the passive voice always consists of object from active voice, to be, past participle, and subject from active voice. Okay friends, after you know about the definition of passive voice and how to change active voice into passive voice, and you know about the formula of passive voice and the types of the passive voice according to the tenses, and when you should use passive voice. First, you can use passive voice when you don't want to say who or what did the action. Maybe you want to say something, but you don't want to say what or who did the action. So you can use passive voice. And second, You don't know who or what did the action. For example, you know that your money is stolen, but you don't know who. You can use passive voice for it. And last, you can use passive voice when you think the object is the most interesting or important of the sentence. Guys, for your information, the passive voice is usually used in a formal speech or formal situation, but passive voice is also used frequently by native speakers, so it's really important for us to learn about passive voice. Okay guys, that's all about today. I hope it can be useful for us and you can understand the subject matter today. That's about passive voice. And thank you so much for watching my video. See you in my next video and goodbye.